motherfucker sat at that podium and talked about fucking being persecuted and bullshit. You fucking hypocrite. You want people to march with
let me ask you guys, because like, I'm telling you this.
Greetings, juggalos and juggalettes. It's the Aussie.Juggalo here, and in today's video we will be discussing the infamous beef between Twiztid and Insane Clown Posse. I will now play a secret recording made by a fan while speaking with Twiztid at a meet and greet. So Twiztid are completely unaware that they're being recorded during this conversation, and it's very revealing of their character and what they really think of ICP. I lost a lot of respect for Twiztid after hearing this. Have a listen for yourself.
Do you remember back in the days, fucking Bury Me Alive and all that shit?
Yes.
Back when juggalos didn't give a fuck what people think. Why do we give a fuck what people think? We don't. Dude, it's a fucking lie. It's all a lie. There is no gang list. Okay. There is no gang list.
Never was.
There is no gang list. There is no gang list. It was an assessment.
We're just gonna pause it real quick there. So it seems Madrox has broke himself. He's just repeating the phrase, "there is no list," over and over again. That seems to be his argument. I mean, just listen to him.
There is no gang list. Okay. There is no gang list.
Never was.
There is no gang list. There is no gang list.
What was that, like 4 times? We will get back to the audio, but I just want to state that he compares what juggalos should feel about mainstream acceptance and whether we should give a fuck about that, to government persecution, to law enforcement agencies targeting juggalos, which is something entirely different. Juggalos aren't striving for mainstream acceptance with the march. Juggalos still don't care about that. That's not what the march is about. I don't even know why he's bringing that up.
They're trying to sue the FBI for the reason why they were assessed. That's all it was. It was an assessment in 2012. They assessed it. Nothing happened. They were like, okay, you're gone. And it's been that way ever since. They're the only ones that perpetuate.
So you heard from Monoxide there, and he makes a strange point. He says, there is no list, there was an assessment. So the FBI made an assessment which resulted in the list. There was a list of multiple real gangs and juggalos were amongst them. Why are they pretending that this didn't happen? Yes, there was an assessment, and the assessment resulted in juggalos being labeled a gang. And if they're suing them for that information, that's good, because we all know it's bullshit. So if they have that information, they can use it. I just don't understand what their point was by saying this. It was an assessment.
They were assessed.
It was an assessment.
They assessed it.
By the way, if Twiztid really believed the whole protest against the FBI to be fraudulent, then what exactly are they talking about in this song?
They wanna take us out the game and even call it a game. Checking for tattoos and car stickers, studying slang. Man, it's amazing how ridiculous this shit has became. Hoping the pride to go away, but ours is strong and insane.
You straight up heard Madrox in that verse refer to the fact that the FBI call us a gang. His words exactly. They want to take us out the game and even call it a gang. Checking for tattoos and car stickers, studying slang. Which is exactly what the FBI was doing at the time. So he's acknowledging these things happen. You just heard him in a song say the FBI called juggalos a gang. But then when ICP want to start a protest against this labeling, Madrox suddenly wants to change his story.
I'm forever like Birdman, baby. I'm so cash money, and the feds want to ruin all that. Now that's funny. That ain't even the reason they want to keep us from the mic, no. My freedom of speech is what I would die for. FBI's my lifelong rival. Crosshairs and in the scope of my rifle.
The FBI are your lifelong rivals? Yeah, when you had an opportunity to protest against them, you stayed at home, sat on the couch. Sure, they're your lifelong rivals. If you listen to the language Twiztid uses in that cipher, it sounds very much like they're on board with the idea that Juggalos were classified as a gang by the FBI. We'll now return to the Backstage recording to listen to Madrox spewing pure venomous hate at Violent J for making offensive music, if you can believe that shit.
A guy that said he would march for gay people that did a song about killing gay people. A guy that said discrimination. A guy that fucking would talk about killing gay people. You know how many family members are gay? You know how many fucking juggalos and juggalettes have gay people? I have gay people in my family. You know how fucking hurt I was when I heard that supervillain song 2 nights ago? I never heard that fucking song in my life. This motherfucker played that song for me 2 nights ago. I heard that racist fucking song.
Racist? He just called the song racist. A song about killing gay people is racist, apparently. Because gay people are a race now?
I'm a homosexual, I'm gay.
The song he's referring to is called Slow Your Roll. It's a supervillain song that was left off the main album, because I guess Violent J and others acknowledged that it was a bit too extreme for the album, even for the supervillains. And it is a song about killing gay people, but they're supervillains. They're meant to be bad people. That was the gimmick of the supergroup. But there's nothing racist about the song, so that was just a very strange thing for Madrox to say. I think he just threw that out there. Not to mention, Twiztid have had lyrics in their own music that some would consider quote-unquote homophobic. I mean, there were lines like this.
Everybody seems to be a fag or a lesbian, but what the fuck happened is what I'm questioning.
And this.
And we still won't give you bags of look, bitch boy, I'm gay bash and consume my gun. I never hated fags till I got sued by one.
So Twiztid are guilty of it themselves. They're just using it as another reason to spew hate at Violent J. But the real cherry on top of this cake is the fact that Monoxide himself, the guy sitting next to Madrox while he's talking all this shit, is actually in the song himself, participated in the creation of the song. He doesn't have a verse on it, but he features in the intro skit for the song. If you listen to the beginning, there's a short skit where a gay man gets shot dead, and that gay man is Monoxide himself.
I'm a homosexual, I'm gay.
If you listen to it, you know that is undeniably Monoxide. In fact, I'll play it for you right now.
I've never been in a real studio before. Like, what do you have to want me to say? Like, hello from Terrace or something? Like, is that real?
I'm fed up with gay actors and gay rappers.
So you heard that? That is definitely Monoxide. He's in the song and he's just sitting there letting Madrox talk all this shit when he is featured on the song himself, and no doubt was fine with it being made. In fact, there are tweets out there from Isham who claims that not only was Monoxide okay with making the song, but Madrox was also in the studio that day and was also fine with the song being made. Fast forward, now he wants to use it as a reason to hate Violent J.
A guy that said he would march for gay people that did a song about killing gay people.
Both of these guys have had quote-unquote homophobic lyrics in their music, and now Madrox wants to sit there on his high horse, clutching his pearls like, oh, how can Violent J make such a terrible anti-gay song? It's completely phony.
You're a high horse riding, oh so judgmental, complex motherfucker.
It seems they're just looking for reasons to hate on Violent J, and they're just spewing it to random fans at their meet and greets. We'll now go back to that recording to hear Madrox spew more venomous hate.
Motherfucker sat at that podium and talked about fucking being persecuted and bullshit. You fucking hypocrite. You want people to
So let me ask you guys, because like, I'm telling you this, I got the purple show. So
everything that was supposed to be ended up being hypocrisy. Dude, they used to throw the chicken boy out in the crowd and he became Boondocks. What the fuck are we talking about? We're sorry we tricked you, it's all God? How many times you gotta be fucking hoodwinked, bro? Come on, man.
So that's
I
so
can't do that to
scary.
you. I can't do that to you.
And that's what's scary. And that's what's scary.
I truly can't comprehend what Madrox's point is here. First, he criticizes ICP for throwing the chicken boy dummy out into the crowd during chicken hunting at their live performances, and then goes on to criticize them for signing Boondocks as a rapper on Psychopathic Records. ICP signing Boondocks was kind of their acknowledgement, like, hey, we don't actually think all rednecks are bad. Of course, there are good ones. And Boondocks is one of the good ones, and look, he's part of our crew now. I actually like that. But now Madrox is using it as another reason to diss ICP. He then goes on to make reference to ICP revealing themselves as followers of God or a higher power, and the fact that they tricked everyone when revealing this fact. But Madrox uses the term hoodwinked, like ICP actually played this big terrible trick on everybody, and how many times are they gonna get away with it? Like, I don't understand what he's talking shit about here.
What the fuck are we talking about?
I'm a fake, I'm a phony.
Now the fan they're speaking with actually asks about Anybody Killer and whether he'll be coming over to M&E.
ABK coming over.
No, too much logistics. No. I feel you.
Because Grundy and Warrior.
No. It's all love.
Into that.
No. It's
for him. I just thought.
Listen. It's all love, and we will do future business, but no coming over because of logistics. Next question.
Their answer is no, ABK won't be joining M&E because too much logistics. They can snake every other artist from Psychopathic Records, but when it comes to ABK, oh well, that's just too much logistics. Sorry ABK, we'd like to bring you over, but too much logistics. But anyway, that's the conclusion of the secret recording a fan made while speaking with Twiztid. I think it's very revealing of Twiztid's character and how they really feel about ICP, throwing much shade at them, especially Violent J, who gave them their careers. And it was the most damning piece of evidence I found when the beef became public. I don't see how any Twizzler could defend Twiztid's behavior. But if you think differently, feel free to comment and tell me why you think it's okay for Twiztid to be speaking like this. In the future, we will be delving more into the shady behavior of Twiztid since leaving Psychopathic Records. That's all from the The.Aussie.Juggalo for now. Peace from down under.
Monoxide, I smack the fitted off your head, the cigarette out your mouth. If you ever try to call me out, I ain't about this life. That's just some nerdy nerds that try to send a 4-foot midget whoopie to do your dirty work. Jay told me to drop punch, Jay told me to drop palm, Jay told me to drop Spanish side, and they still not gone. I am not y'all. Jay told you to drop ROC. House of Crazy, Twiztid, mine is your brother, your family. Jay should've knew from there how deep was your loyalty. Jamie, how them sisters fall on your neck when you try to roll on me.
Is that real?